say. There have been a conversation since 2024. President John Dramani Mahama ebe president Ghana ha akoso because any name say John Dramani Mahama ne term was serve Ghana ha no is just one term, which is 4 years. Agendas have been pushed. Say beya and come on second term. Maybe crash say yes, extend 4 years. No, yeah, amend the constitution. No, na yenye a term like 6 years, not the usual 4 years. Na Mahama international 6 years near their dear. And now me wo say entia abeto Pinax ya pono so chiremu se enhyiamudie bi akoso e wo NDC amanyoko no akache a ye empanifo a wo e wo party ni mu wo ne President John Dramani Mahama ene hyiaye na ehia wo hyiaye ne tirimupo eta kire nyina ne se nanka wo pese Mahama esan ekọ another term ye the third term because Mahama we di kan ko first term dada and Ghana for tutia no na Nana Dubai no ene ebehu se niema after 8 years no Mahama asan aba Mahama aba ne second term na ya tete manfo push agenda ye kire mu a e wo NDC amanyuko no so mpanifo prepa se Mahama besan so akọ third term na so kire mu President John Dramani Mahama as honorable last is ameme pasumdwe ne chiba wabo egu dendenden a enya asem ketwa into screens so say Mahama reject third term push at closed door meeting with NDC elders. Na che say kokoa mu nkomo bi akoso e wo NDC amenyuko nu emunom na nkomo hwe se Mahama beji atumu na nka o mekot na mo amend constitution na afa watimi akọ term na echemu se Mahama wanye antum. Now yehwe nsem a that squeeze so say President John Dramani Mahama has once again ruled out any attempt to seek a third term in office, reiterating his commitment to Ghana's constitutional 2-term presidential limit during a high-level meeting with the National Democratic Congress Council of Elders. Inti chemwa mampani wono de woso obu eye Ghana emra e bata ye ho aye di ye adwuma the constitution no enti no ensem a empanimfo e wo NDC amanyoko ni mu hia no mo de tu nanimu say on-call for a third term as president rochemu say debi enya de a obeje e de atum. Now, so the Herald has gathered that the president restated his position at an emergency closed-door consultative meeting with the influential advisory board at the Flagstaff House on Friday, 29th May 2026, shortly before his departure for the United Kingdom. Enti echiremwa sanhye mude we koso efiade ye twemu ya ansa na mampani eba betu kwan akọ UK no na NDC mpanimfo Council of Elders friend no omu hie mu e wo Flagstaff House na omu di san komo no na mampani de wanje antuma wode nani akire UK no. Was say sources familiar with the meeting said President Mahama used the occasion to put to rest persistent speculation about a possible third term bid, a subject that has generated considerable debate within sections of the ruling party and the wider political landscape. Into muchema inshemudie na se no na mampani kasa ye se opese omunyina nye omo wonti ase se sa ye third term na Omaka efibra obeye eye mampani in 2025 yeso ayi ni ino enya ade a sebe obe buy into it because asem we beto odwa na kasa nkomo twetwe bebra koso e wo party ni mu ebinum kwa beka so ye pesemi nkumya na wo ye ni brefo ni ade obekọ na obi aba no and all that manner of things and now my Ghana mu hanokra enye no ene ye nhyehyeye. Now so the Elders Council chaired by Alhaji Mahama Idrisu and attended by several veteran party figures, including some who have been associated with the party since the Provisional National Defense Council military era, was convened primarily to address growing concerns over premature succession campaigns within the NDC. Into a trema empanimfo a wo mu frɛ sanhye mudie a yera Alhaji Mahama Idrisu na eda ano eni mpanimfo bebra wo mu akyɛ e wo manyuko no mebra na amanyuko no edin de Provisional National Defense Council jeje Rollins penso nyina wo mu no wo mu no ne Mahama ehia ya wo mu ebo ho enkomo na otimu se enkomo bo ne bi fa niema bi a amanfo bi e wo party ni mu because they feel like Mahama kwa obi e wo say ye pe obi foforo a obehye Mahama anan na ye benye obi foforo obehye wo say na ye start a campaign. The people, we have to get familiarized with the people into projects be any programs be near there so you say NDC for crab abontain abeka say until 2025 in the 2027 and ni kwan say obia eye campaign ewo eye oman no emu enti na utimu say ensem ne de akoso now ohwa o say according to sources President Mahama firmly reiterated that he would not seek another presidential mandate beyond his current term. Enti na che say ye chema mampani John Dramani Mahama kasa no o se enya ade a sebe obeha ne ho akọ any second term bia biem wo third term wo ye ejuma na oye no emu. Now o say the intervention comes amid increasing tensions within the governing party over succession politics, with reports suggesting that rivalry among supporters of various potential presidential aspirants has begun affecting constituency and regional party activities. Intinache se ochemwa de ntia amanfo ahyase anase mpanimfo no ehunu ne se enkebe ya President Mahama entiase na onko tetem no sese menteme ho ase a ekoso ewo amanyuko no emu ewo district level constituency level ni ade esan say ye na ye tete me no mienu nyina nim say edin ni bi wo ho a abetoto ya assume the likes of Julius Debra, Haruna Idrisu, Atu Forsen, Professor Jenana any ade ebinum ebi kra starting po research the whole results any ade about chema sa ade no as e time crew a bedida empanifo ntem na obi aso wonipa a wo na chi ewa amanyuko ni munti de asem aba na ubasia o say notably the meeting took place without the participation of the NDC's General Secretary Fifi Kwete and National Chairman Johnson Asiedun Ketia, both of whom have publicly rejected calls for President Mahama to seek a third term. International so muchema sanhye mudie no NDC amanyuko no chairman ankasakra no ni ho Johnson Asiedun Ketia ena ne church for Fifi Kwete ono so na oni ho isa se sankofo mienu we ankasa no madikan agina bedwamu aboagu se Mahama call for a third term. The issue has become increasingly contentious within party circles and growing public advocacy by some supporters urging the president to explore constitutional avenues that could allow another presidential bid. International Shemudie no na omo hwesenka mampani betimi apekululu bia faso a ebema ne kwan mano assign akọ presidency for the third time. Some proponents have argued that the Supreme Court should be invited to interpret whether the constitutional two-term limit applies only to consecutive terms or to the total number of terms a president serves through his or her political career. Because the President John Dramani Mahama DNA 2 terms no mo kase mampani bia de wakwaye 2 terms. Is it say etwa so ti say de na ekufa dodi etie o call first term na na assign to man o call second term na wo ye ba ko na break betom na san ba ti say de nka Mahama abe o san wa another term na say ba ko no eka we hu na mienu. Now, however, the party's leadership has consistently dismissed such suggestions. Senior NDC officials maintain that the party remains fully committed to Ghana's constitutional order and has no intentions of supporting any legal, political, or legislative effort to extend presidential term limit into party nimpenufo binum suche manyade omobeji atum se Mahama enko for third term na was set yede obuo emma emra se be Ghana yenyina etwa ye ho ahia yede ejuma no ehu o se the debate has also been fueled by claims from opposition New Patriotic Party figures that President Mahama harbors ambition of seeking a third term. In the same way, so the amana basa no se MPP amanyuko ni mu no ebinu mu chema Mahama nka so mo hwe ne se de oye ne ye ne chimu pa kamia ye se wonya third term Wobeko. Among the allegations were claims that the Constitutional Review Committee, chaired by Professor Kwesi Prempeh, had been influenced to recommend changes that could benefit the president politically. Into much Constitutional Review Committee amampeni te Professor Kwesi Prempeh ene da no no womo nso ase womo form wadwen senka womo de beba na mampeni consider na se be motimi aye nsakraye bi constitution ni mu na mampeni etimi akọ for the third term. Other claims suggested that future judicial appointments could be used to advance a supposed third-term agenda, alleging that President Mahama would appoint Gabriel Scott Pagwon of the Supreme Court as the next chief of staff after Paul Kwejo Bafo-Boni to realize the secret third-term agenda. Inti ebinum crash as here dwene se mampani enche so chief of staff fofra Chief Justice fofro ahye eyeyera Paul Bafo-Boni anemu a wodi Gabriel Scott ene be hye ho no de Gabriel Scott hye ho a obetimi e de afa Gabriel Scott so na afi wakọ ne third term na opese okono na utumu se conversation ne de ayebuburuja e bi chemu a Mampeni said the wakano no onye ne sa. Now, see, both allegations have been firmly rejected by government officials and NDC leaders. President Mahama himself addressed the matter publicly during a 3-day state visit to Singapore in August last year, declaring unequivocally that he would not contest the 2028 presidential election. Speaking after bilateral talks with Singaporean President Taman, Mr. Mahama said his decision not to seek re-election would enable him to focus on maintaining fiscal discipline and implementing difficult but necessary economic reforms. I will not be a candidate in the next elections, and therefore I can hold the line when it comes to fiscal discipline. The president stated the position has been repeatedly reinforced by senior party officials. And he said the yakano no NDC for ni bi krade enya de a omujutumu. So President John Dramani Mahama enko for third term ewo my Ghana mu has say. Abusia yemfa mo ensi ha na yenda mo asese munya brehwe aha Pinax TV.